OBN, OBN,
Original black nerd.
OBN,
Original black nerd.
OBN,
Original black nerd. Everything discussed about dramas is that thorough.
OBN,
Original black nerd.
OBN.
Original black.
Okay, so now we have Book 7, The Coming Free, The American Way by John Rigley and George Gentry on pencils. Yeah, so this one kicks off. We got Marion, Alabama, November 19th, 1962. And so we got Jason in the corner after, he done had this fight, and he starts to reflect on what just happened. Him ripping off half the head of Hellbent. Where I am, there's quiet. In the quiet, there's truth. Truth is, I am a nigga. No, not cause some bigot claim I was one. I made myself into the lowest of my race. It's black people who use logic and reason to achieve. It's niggas who get their way by thuggery. Me, I'm working out my issues of crushing a man's skull. Yeah, he was a psycho, bloody psycho killer, but I've given the fuel to the fire of every race hater. I've self-manifest their worst fears, their most vicious lies. Now I'm 100 man. People want me dead. I'm running out of time. I don't need the captain's busted pocket watch or trinket he gave me to tell me so. I'm finally figuring out the watch is meaningless, except it signifies that things are broken. No use trying to fix them. Sooner or later, the people will come looking for me. And at that point, we see Southern Cross come busting in, talking about, found you, ya son of a, and then your lucks run dry. They start, getting them up, talking about, you're gonna pay for killing a white. And so my man Jason tries to just leave, saying, look away, Dixieland. And so as he goes, Old Miss pulls back time and pulls him back. And she says, we can do this as long as you please. I literally have all the time in the world. And he said, yes, time. So at that point, the coach says, come along, son. Do I have to write the whole story for you? And Jason takes the watch. Because remember, coach can see ahead of time. He can see ahead of time. So he takes the watch and flings and hits Old Miss in the head, knocking her out. Therefore freeing a time spell. And he flies off. Talking about look away, Dixieland, mother, and then coach picks up the watch, talking about the old thing's ticking again. So at that point, he runs into the mighty Delta, the second most powerful man to Pharaohs, and he says, "You can't dodge me, boy." And Jason comes back, says, "Not trying to dodge you, boy," and hits him straight up into the air. They take off out into space. And Southern Chris said, ain't no way in hell that N-word is getting clear of. And boom, we see the mighty Delta hit the ground. Knock the F out. Okay. So Coach cracks and says, I say we run this a little short of super folks. And my man yells, let's get the burning. That's his flame on torch. Johnny Torch, a little saying. All right, so he gets up there and they going high in there, and Jason's trying to make a run for it, and they going through the woods. And as he's going through the woods, my man hits him in the back. Jason knocks over a couple of trees, and the trees end up falling down, smacking my man, but he just burns right through it. So he's right on his heels. So when Jason hits his rocket pack, the jet propulsion flames him out, and he goes and falls to the ground. And then Jason falls to the ground, and he gets up and he starts running. So then we flip back to the Civil Defense Corps up in D.C. and everybody here is, going a little upset. And now, my man, Chet, he goes, we got a serious plan just in case some of this, kicked over. We have a backup plan, and the file is our only hope. He says it's a harsh plan, West, but uncertainty begged for assured action. So he gets out this top secret file, classified level 1. So then, my man Jason comes up on some rural black people, and he says, can you help some? I just need to rest a little. And so then somebody goes, you the one that killed Hellbent, seen you in the papers. And Jason just says, rest. I need a little rest, some water. And so the guy goes, the law is looking for him. You know what they'll do to us if they find him? He gotta go. The other guy goes, you need to move on. Jason says, oh, been running for hours. Just some sleep. Help me. And he says, and who's gonna help us after you're gone? Go. So, they give him the cold-blooded, get out of here. We ain't gonna take no chances. And okay, and it just so happens that they are country folks working in the fields. But we leave that one alone. So no, that goes right along with the storyline. This story is really fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying it even more now. So they go back and they hit with the Ambers, free white and 21, and she said, I didn't even know she was 21. So anyway, they just go back and forth, and it's all the guys up north talking about, Amber turned cold since Freya's lost, but we need to go down there and do something. And then we flip back to West. He's reading a new file, and the file, he finds out also reading the file that the plan is a nuclear answer to the superhuman problem would be the only thing to set things right. So they plan to nuke the superheroes, because in the beginning that's why they never attacked Russia with the superheroes, because they didn't know if they could survive. And so then he gets home and he finds that his wife done left and gone back to New York and take her son with him. So now he's just sitting there hurt. Meanwhile, Jason is in the woods trying to get away from the Southern Cross, Ole Miss, and I think the Mighty Delta. They still chasing him, and he looks around. He says, and in those quiet moments, he's thinking, alone, you just got to wonder, will I be something more than just a man? And then he turns around. He says, won't do it. I'm not running from you. You terrorized brothers and sisters long enough. The law won't help us. The government's abandoned us, but I won't run. So he turns and goes back and looking to fight. And as we look at the next panel, you see him lined up with Mighty Delta, Mr. Lucky, and Southern Cross. Talk about then stand there and die. And he sits there looking like, okay, we squared up. So then we switch over to Miss Darling. And, Miss Darling now is given the file from West Chapman saying, look, here's the real deal. You want to know something is up. And she's taking it and it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what we want to do here. And so then we come down and he says, she said, it could cost you your life. And he was like, well, hey, everything will cost me everything. I can't do nothing about that. So then we flip back down to Birmingham, where the Mighty Delta has dropped Jason into the middle of the street. Of course, everybody's there, and they start to burn him. They're hitting him with my man is hitting him with the fire, hitting him with the I-beams. And the woman talking about, I don't want to be a party of a lynching. And we know that in her backstory that, you know, a black guy saved her father, even though her father treated him like dirt. And so she starts, you know, all of a sudden the pictures start coming across TVs. And so now the northern crew, the Civil Defense Corps, says, we can't take that. So Amber says, look, I don't know what you want to do, you know, but I'm ready to go down there and do some work. And they like, well, we can't go down there and try to deal with Mighty Delta because, you know, they got, you know, and Pharaoh shows up. He says, you are not without me, and I am stronger for having been humbled. And my man says, you sound like a drunk Cub Scout. He said, do you understand that your intervention will be the first step toward open conflict? And he says, Pharaoh says, what I've known, I have died ashamed. I died ashamed 1,000 times when we feigned we were heroes. When Freya was killed, I nearly died of guilt. And he takes down Freya's axe off the wall. He says, if I must die one more time. And the East Coast intellectual says, and so the end begins. And Pharaoh says, let it be true and in the flesh. And they stand up, and you got the, you know, Civil Defense Corps, you know, Pharaoh's back with his, you know, all ready to go, because, you know, he's got his, you know, manhood back, or supermanhood back. And then Amber's channeling Freya. She ready to go to work with the axe. X-15's gearing up. You know, my man, the one-handed new secret agent, he's ready to go out and do some work. And that's how our penultimate issue ended. Yeah, that was book number 7. And we've now seen that we have the Civil Defense Corps from the north ready to come down and help save Jason, who's been doing battle with the Southern Defense Corps. But we got the Southern Defense Corps fracturing because Ole Miss can't handle it, and she's thinking about some other things. The coaches are antagonizing it. We find out that the U.S. has a secret plan that if all else fail, will nuke the superheroes and kill them all. And then we find that Wes Chapman's wife done left him, and he done now had to give up the ghost to Miss Darling on the true facts of what everything has been happening. And the hope that we will see the great end of this, and I hope you come back. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next time. Peace.